Oh, man. Good morning, Mr. Carrington. How are you?
Tired today.
That's fair. That's fair. Everyone's going to be like, why is it so blurry? It's because it's the intro. Oh, man, should we get this thing started?
Yeah, I think it's time to get started.
Ready to get started? Go ahead and smack that button real quick. Oh, they can see us now.
I'm in focus.
We're focused up. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome once again to the Game Changers podcast brought to you by Damascus Gaming. What's up, Nick? As always, we are here at the shops. It's on the second floor at the Damascus Gaming LAN Center. Dude, it's a great place to be.
I believe we both changed it up today, too, by the way. You got a Powerade. I have a Monster.
I know. We actually did it kind of backwards. What's up, Sin Actual? How you doing? Feisty saw you, too. Hope y'all are doing great today. Man, dude, we had a big day on Saturday. It was kind of wild. Yeah. We had a bunch of events kicking off. I'm going to talk a little about the Smash Bros side a little bit. But, dude, we had the first Extra Stock Arcadian. So the Arcadian is a Smash Bros event that happens throughout El Paso. But it was the first time actually hosting it here. So it was named, I think appropriately, the Extra Stock Arcadian.
After our Extra Stock.
Yeah, so I find it kind of funny. The name Extra Stock was actually originally created for one of our charity events. Yeah. But the name is kind of stuck, and I like it. So we're going to call all of our Smash Bros Extra Stock events.
It makes sense.
I fire off one good idea about every 6 weeks, and that was my one good idea.
That was the good one for the. Yep. That was like the good one for the month.
Yeah, it was actually pretty solid.
You know, when it comes to naming things, I actually like the name of that event. It is pretty good. But the thing is that you got a good enough name that we're gonna stick with it.
Yep.
So I would rather you fire off a name for an event that's just like fire and we love it versus like, hey, we should move this object over there.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Personally,
I do that a lot. But I'm always looking for ways to like make things better. So
yeah, I mean, don't stop working on the hey, we need to move this object over there. You know, but those ideas are not typically,
absolutely. You know,
on the scale of things.
Yeah,
it's not
absolutely
typically better.
But yeah, we had the Extra Stock Arcadian. I mean, we had, I think, close to 40 people show for that event. We also, for the first time, had a very large watch party space. So if you've ever been to the shops at Solana, in the downstairs center court area, there's a very big open space. We had Jose from Mobby Light and Sound come out and actually put up a 15-foot LED panel screen. That thing was ridiculous. Actually, we threw...
really cool.
Yeah, I threw Craig on it for the first 2 hours when we were waiting for it to kick off.
Yeah.
People were like, "Oh my goodness, what's up, Kamiga? How you doing?" She has risen. But yeah, no. So it was a really great event. We had a lot of people show up. It was a lot of fun. We're hoping to start hosting a lot more Smash Bros events. I've been talking to Sammy and Koga a little bit about getting some more Smash Bros events happening because they always just fire off really well. Yeah, it was a great time, and then we also had the Magic the Gathering RCQ.
That's tricky.
I don't know who won.
I believe it was Eric. I saw the picture at least of the finals.
I was focused on the Smash Bros side. I was back here doing production the whole time.
They had the signature.
Awesome. Glad to hear that raid more.
Yeah, we have our traditional signature for the person who wins the regional qualifier, and the picture was Eric. See, I can see the two of them in the finals.
Normally I pay very close attention to the RCQs. It's just that day for me was very, very busy, so I was back here we had a bunch of events. The world.
Yeah, we had a bunch of events. Not only that, we live streamed that whole event too. That was the first time. Well, we have. Okay, it wasn't the first time that's happened, but it's our first time since we had the production booth.
Well, I'll say this: it was the first time we've actually live streamed a quote unquote fighting game. I have to be careful when you say fighting game and
platform
and Smash Bros. Because people go, "Oh my gosh!"
It's not a fighting game.
Because we got. My capture card's up and running now because we have the I have the super nice it's the 4K 60 like Pro. I forget what the thing is called.
Is it the Elgato?
Yeah, Elgato just keeps adding numbers and things to their stuff.
Numbers
so I just
and letters, we don't know.
But anyway, it works great. But yeah, the issue was we were not able to live stream. So when we did our past events, I would just run the projection onto the big screen.
Yeah.
It was never live.
Yeah, it was never live.
Now it has been live, and from what I heard, it looked and sounded pretty good.
Yeah. I mean,
we're gonna do that a lot more, by the way.
there is there is some stuff. I watched the live stream from my phone, and it not only did it look good, it did sound good, which is all from the production portion. These are things that are obviously important.
Yeah.
There's always work to be added. Like
always.
We mentioned possibly looking out for some casters.
Yeah, we'll be putting out a announcement. I want to see if I can get some people that are in El Paso to come swing by that have some casting experience. We'll do some tryouts. I also, though, and I do want to say this.
That's for different games, too, not just Smash Bros.
I do, because I know we also want to get, being real with you, I want to start doing live-streamed RCQs.
Yep.
Live stream One Piece.
Well, these are all things that we're going to get into.
We're working on.
We do need the camera mount arm.
I'm working on a sponsor for that, actually, because if we get a part of this ambassador program, we get like several cameras, and it's going to be sick.
Yeah,
if anybody wants to donate a few $1,000s to me so I can buy those, it'd be great too. I will say I do take donations. Take
donations.
If you want this place to look freaking dope on live stream, we do take donations.
Yeah, I mean even through the Twitch channel, by the way, I believe you can.
I don't know.
I mean, you can gift and sub.
You can gift and sub, yes. If you want to give me bits, I'll take your biddies.
Technically speaking, we can do that even right now over the
take old
stream.
Biddies. I should have said that online.
Yeah. We're on
one
YouTube.
Track brain, dude. But anyway,
we're on YouTube and Kick and stuff. So there are opportunities for people who may not be necessarily right here in the store to.
Yeah, we need to make that money. So, yeah. But it's all good.
But no, hopefully I've seen the cameras you're talking about, and
they're really, really cool.
I won't talk any more on it than that.
I don't want to put any
high up there. I'm hoping that actually.
I really hope so, because we're kind of sick. We could have coverage of the entire land center. We can get out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff we can do.
One of the things that I want to be able to do at some point here in the future is actually we'll have 2 streaming PCs. So we're actually able to hook up even more cameras and whatnot. There's a lot of hardware that I'm always looking at, like things that I want to do. Like the reality is, for me to get this place to where I want it to be for like the production side, I need about 20 grand. That's about where I'm sitting right now.
Yeah.
Because what I want to be able to do is go out, like when we do like LAN events and whatnot, and actually have the cameras up in front of every single individual player, like while they're competing.
Yeah.
So as we're swapping through, it's also swapping through like their face cams.
Right.
So you can actually see what's happening live, like from their perspective as well.
Yeah.
But the issue with doing that, once again, is insufficient funds. Well, not insufficient, just funds I don't want to allocate towards that right now because the production side's not big enough yet.
Yeah.
When we get to that point, we'll definitely do that though.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff is over time. Like we have to be realistic with our goals and stuff. Yeah. And it's easy. Well, I wouldn't say it's necessarily easy. There are ways that you could go out and get a loan. This is for anybody. I'm just saying this is for anybody.
Yeah.
There are ways that you can go out and get a loan, or you can get extra funds in, and then put this money towards something that makes no money. And then you're like, hey, I'm $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in debt. That's how you go out of business.
100%. So that's a big reason why. That's why I tell people, man, if you want to see this get bigger and like get better, like for example, we the camera we're using right now, which is great, by the way, the Elgato Facecam Mark II. Yep. It is the upgraded version of like the original Facecam. While it's fantastic, I would though like to get a better quality camera for it. But so my thing is, if you want to see this grow, subscribe, drop some bits, do some donations. Also, if you bring your friends in, by the way, because one of the things we do have is that as we are growing this out, people that come in and watch, we actually do get a small cut of the advertisements that have to run, right? Yeah. So just being here watching actually does pay us a small amount, but it's still money, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, it's still something.
So we're just begging for money right now, please.
No, well, I mean, it's also something.
They reversed it. So you guys broke.
See, they broke it.
They broke it.
Somebody did something.
No. You.
Oh yeah, no. So our thing showed up on the screen backwards.
I saw the follow. Hang on,
I believe it was a follow, and Daniel agrees with me. Whoever just followed or subbed, thank you, by the way. We're gonna swap the thing. So the other day we were actually over here doing some production and we needed to move some of the screen around so we could see some things, and we inverted a couple things on accident, by the way, and they weren't caught to be re-inverted back. Whoops. But yeah,
Y'all suck.
Daniel's over there fixing it for me right now. But no, back to what we were just saying. Of course, everything helps, and we thank you for the 300 bits, by the way. Everything helps. In the long run, everything does actually help. We appreciate everybody who comes in and is part of our events and stuff like that. And that's another way that you can help support us as well, is just showing up to the events. And it doesn't have to necessarily be anything more than just actually coming in and being a part of what we're already doing. So you don't have to think that you need to go way above and beyond. We know that in today's world, it's not exactly cheap to do things, and we're not trying to get people to spend extra money on stuff that they don't have. So just so everybody knows, like we're just talking hypothetically here.
Yeah, now I will say though, if you do have millions of dollars, we do have the Dan is broke
the millions of dollars. Okay, yeah.
But no, that's one thing, is that everything that happens back here in the stream room, whatever we get, like in terms of any like donations, subs, bits, whatever,
it goes back.
It all goes right back in the stream room. We are trying to get the production of this place to the next level. And I think, being real with you, man, we've done a pretty dang good job.
The thing is if you, I think we have a couple before and afters. I think we have a couple before and afters. I believe we do.
Well, yeah, we do. We definitely have a lot of footage.
If you would have seen this room prior to
horrifying.
The remodel, look, see, I didn't completely break it, by the way.
Oh my goodness.
So now we're starting to blame Daniel. It's Daniel's fault that it's flipped upside down. Just do a preview of it, and you can see it. We're going to remove it for right now. We're going to come back and fix that up. Thank you again, by the way. But if you would have seen the room before we started, this whole thing that we, putting everything together, we are in it was a, man, I can't even remember what the old store was here. Is American Eagle, I believe, or something like that. Anyway, this used to be a dressing room. So where I'm sitting at right now used to be like one of the little stalls in a dressing room. And we broke down all the walls. We took all of those dressing room areas, the cuticles or whatever that are there, the cubicles. We took them all. We broke them all down, opened up the space, and then, we painted all the walls black. Then we put carpet down, and then we put soundproofing up, and then we got the lights up here and above us, and a lot of that stuff went out to Daniel. He did the majority of the work here, putting everything in. There was a little bit of help. I believe Luis did a couple things, I think, but not as much as Daniel did. So shout out to Rambo if he's out there.
Rambo.
And then of course I just held down the fort in the front. I couldn't. I wasn't. We both couldn't be back here. Somebody had to actually run the store. So that's why.
Canted.
That's why Daniel did the majority of the work back here.
It was always a team effort.
Yeah. Overall, like you look at it now to what it was, like this is a completely different area.
No, 100% it really is. Like it's crazy. Now, by the way, so because the alerts, Migo, thank you so much, by the way, for the bits. I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah,
the reason why the alerts are broken is because of Chaz.
It is.
It's all Chaz's fault.
Chaz's fault.
Chaz, if you're out there, it's all your fault. I blame you.
Blaming Chaz.
I don't know, man.
So technically, I was a part of the breaking of the stream setup.
No, we talked about this. We're not going to let you take the fall for this. It's all Chaz's fault.
But it was Chaz's fault. It was Chaz's fault because I told him, don't mess with anything.
You are innocent, sir. We are going to lay all the blame at Chaz's feet. It's all Chaz's fault.
I told him, don't move anything.
Yep.
And he did it anyway.
Everything.
He did it anyway.
Everything. I see. This is why we can't have nice stuff.
This is why we can't have nice things.
What's up, Benny? Dude, by the way, and I will say this too, Benny is also a phenomenal streamer. Please make sure you guys go over and check him out. He does a lot of really cool stuff. He's actually partnered over on the YouTubes.
Oh, nice.
YouTube. Yeah. Nice. So, but yeah, no, we have a lot of really cool stuff coming. I'm really hoping that we get this partnership with the cameras, because if that happens, we're going to have so many cameras. It's going to be ridiculous.
I mean, not only that, we have some other things like that.
And
too.
They're wireless, bro. We can put them out in the LAN center, and you can be like, oh, wow. I can see everything.
We also have some partnerships with some other places that are possibly
we do.
coming up. There's one of them that's super close. I would love to talk about it. If you've been in the store recently, you know who it is because they've stopped by to hand some things out.
No, I'm gonna drop it. So
You're gonna drop it?
So here's
He's gonna lay one hot and fresh out for you.
Yeah, we are in the final stages. Well, because they've already been bringing by like a bunch of catering and stuff. So we are in the final stages of being a partner with Chiba Hut.
Yeah.
They've been bringing. So if you've been at our events for the past couple of days, you've been getting fat because they're bringing a bunch of sandwiches by.
Yeah, they're free for everybody.
Oh yeah, like they just hand them out. So yeah, huge shout out to Chiba Hut, man. They've been really hooking us up big time. They're also talking about bringing over some like sticker packs and stuff. We got a bunch of cool stuff. I'm hoping that pretty soon here you're going to see a gigantic Chiba Hut logo like right there.
Yeah.
But that's what we're working on.
We have to wait a little bit for some ads.
We have
some stuff that they have.
several partnerships. Chiba Hut Yankee Benny is a toasted subs shop out here. They're actually like a minute away from us.
Yep.
And it has become a tradition for the DG fam to go swing by that place after we shut down for events.
They have they have like I think something like 40 something different sandwiches.
And we're also getting our own custom made Damascus Gaming Chiba Hut sub.
They have something like
sick.
Yeah, I was going to say, they have something like 40 or 50 different actual items on their menu, and they're all very, very good. Like,
they're all fantastic. It's the best I've ever had in my entire life. Like, it blows. So, I'm a pretty big Jersey Mike fan. Subway dropped off. That has been dropped off for years.
They've dropped off for years.
But I was a pretty big Jersey Mike fan, and Firehouse Subs was also pretty good. But, dude, I'm telling you, like, Chiba Hut's just demolishes, dude.
Yeah, they're just amazing.
They're insane.
And so, not only do they have, like the 50 different subs or so, right?
Yep.
They also have a secret menu that goes across all of their locations because they're not just in El Paso. They're a small growing company as well. They're not like all over the United States, but
they have 70 locations.
Yeah, I was gonna say they do have a bunch of
locations.
They
have like 70 locations right now.
So they're
70.
They're pretty large in size. If you compare them to something like a McDonald's or they're
but McDonald's is
they're still small.
But I will say,
growing,
if you have a Chiba Hut in your area,
you should check it out.
You should definitely go check it out. And then number 2, you should also, when you get there at some point, there'll be a Damascus Gaming little munchy munch on the side right there. You should be like, I want
that's actually one of the cool things that I like for their store. As long as they actually have the ingredients, it doesn't matter where you are in the United States. If you ask for a sub that is specialized from a different location, they can still make it for you.
Yeah. And I also want to talk about, actually, we have a few more partnerships, by the way. So we also partnered with Fantastic Wii. Fantastic Wii is the first company ever, in my opinion, to bring out a performance data-driven coaching tool, basically. So what you do is with this program and software, you actually can record your own gameplay footage. You basically supply it to the software, and you can go through and actually do VOD review, which if you're an esports player, if you're not doing VOD review, what are you doing? VOD review is the best way to improve. It just is. Yeah. It's a way to go through, but you can mark and look at things you could have done better throughout the gameplay. Yep. And then what it does is it breaks down and tells you, okay, like you need to improve in like your mindset, your fundamentals, X, Y, and Z. It gives you a full range. And the software was actually used in the NBA for a little while as well. So it's actually, I believe it's still in circulation for that too.
Yeah.
But we just partnered with them. And it's a full out partnership. So we have a few more codes to give out if you want beta access for free.
Yep.
And then also
send us a message on the Instagram if you're following us.
You
can get a free code. We'll give you the code name for it. So if you haven't got into that yet, make sure to stop by.
Yeah. And what I'll also say on top of that too is that with this, anyone that goes through right now and pretty much is purchasing plans and stuff, if you use jump into the DG community, because right now we are their main partner right now. If you do that, we actually do also take a cut of the profits as well. Yeah. So you are supporting them and you are supporting us, which is pretty sweet. Yep. And I think this thing is going to explode because a lot of eSport pros have been asking for this. Our eSport pros actually used it. Command Station's been using it for a while. She actually took first place in the HCS FFA DreamHack. Yeah.
And so, the thing is like for you guys, just so you understand, the beta access isn't some kind of like get you thing. It is free access to the
free.
software.
We just asked for feedback.
As I say, we asked for feedback. And the other thing is you have to be kind of following us to message us on the Instagram. You can also message us on our Facebook page as well to get that same access code. So if you're following us on one of our social media platforms, all you need to do is message directly to us and say, I'm interested in Fantastic Wii.
Yeah.
And what we will do is we respond back to you with, okay, here's your beta access code. It's very simple. We don't ask any information. It's, it's straightforward. And then you can go to their website and do it. Speaking of which, I watched their ad.
It's awesome, dude.
Now, I got a question about that.
Okay.
Because when I saw it, I was like, our marketing team with VP Marketing, shout out to VP Marketing, by the way.
They're awesome.
Did they make that?
No, that was Fantastic
Wii. Okay. Yep. I was curious. I was like, I hadn't seen the production of it.
Exercise the demons. What?
I hadn't seen the production of it prior to like the actual release, and I was kind of like, oh wow, this is like,
dude, it was dope.
Their ad is really good.
When they were like, yeah, man, we got like this Hollywood level production. I'm like, really? And then I saw it and I was like, oh, dude, this thing is awesome.
Yeah, it was actually really solid.
I was freaking out.
If you haven't seen it yet, that's also on our Instagram page. So
Instagram is where like 95% of our content goes up, unless you have us on TikTok, which in case you'll just see my face being like,
yeah.
my
that
face
video,
is all over the TikTok.
That video I think is a little bit too long for TikTok. I actually don't know if it would
No, you can upload some pretty long stuff on TikTok now. They've been kind of increasing it. Oh man, the TikTok algorithm is weird.
Yeah.
But it's funky. Because you'll have some videos that hit like 20,000 some odd views and stuff, and the next one's like, oh, by the way, you got 3.
Yeah.
3 views. You, and you, because you watched it 3 times. So like, what's going on? Why is everyone watching this? And you're like, oh, yeah, it was me.
But yeah, that's something also really cool that we have going on.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, if anyone's over here and has not followed us on TikTok, please do me a favor. Go follow us on TikTok. I'm pretty sure everybody here does. But it helps because we're on the grind to try to hit 1,000 followers. We hit 1,000 followers. We unlock stream keys, and then we can live stream to TikTok off OBS.
Which is going to be nice. That's going to be an extra thing. I think we're only like 200 followers away from that too, by the way.
Yeah.
I think we're at like 780 or something.
Dude, I feel like the majority of my life for like this past 2 weeks has been literally learning and installing OBS plugins.
Yes.
It's insane what we can do now. By the way, if you have not watched the esports broadcast, they are crazy.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them that we have out.
Benny,
right
now. I need that. Whatever you're talking about, I need it, bro.
Yeah. I think
it has to go through OBS though. That's my thing.
The thing is I think for us to do it through OBS, you have to do that way. You can do the live. We've done live before.
You can do live.
We must step back just a tiny bit. We have gone live prior to this. What we want to do is we want to show off our gameplay footage, which you can't do until you're at 1,000. You can go live. We've done it before.
Yeah.
But it's not what
But
we're
I will say
this.
Benny also has a lot of crazy like tips and tricks and whatnot.
Yeah, but if you know something else.
I'm pretty sure know something else.
Yeah, it's like if you know something else.
Benny has a knowledge base.
Yeah. If you know something else, then it's very likely that you can help us out with that. Because
why do I keep doing like this weird like whisper ASMR crap?
I don't know.
Because I can't stand people do that either. I
know that you could probably do something with your camera where you do what Ray used to do, where he would
interesting. Okay.
He would he would hook up.
Thank you.
And shut off.
We just gotta follow. Okay, I will look into that, Benny. That's interesting. We can use OBS as a virtual camera and throw it on the TT Studio. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
We can take a look at it because that would be
around it.
That'd be. I just wonder, does it work with the multi-boxing?
No, it probably won't because that's one thing that right now. So with. Like I said, if you've been watching the live streams, first of all, we use Atom so we have like a lot of plugins and stuff, right? So on OBS, I have it to where we have our horizontal canvas and a vertical canvas, and you can edit everything up, make it look all crazy. You can do what's actually cool about the OBS side of the house is that I actually have it to where there's different transitions, whether you're actually watching in vertical or on horizontal, which is pretty sick. Atom is awesome. I also do a lot of that's why we're multi-streaming, because Atom just gives us the ability, sorry, Restream, you lost the war.
Yeah, you gotta in today's market, you kind of got to be able to be out there on all the different platforms as much as possible, at least. So. And so like the big thing here is like, and this is something that I really haven't thought about until like kind of just now.
Yeah, we
could always do just the live stream directly to TikTok to get the 1,000 followers, and then
that's what. But yeah, I'm gonna do that virtual camera idea because if we can make it look sick, that'd be awesome.
I do like the virtual camera, so I really we'll have to look into that.
Yeah, for sure.
Once we get that figured out,
I know what he's talking about, so I can make that happen. That's not that hard.
Once we get it all figured out and get it all set up,
if you know how to click a mouse, you can 100% do that.
You know how to click a mouse, you can click a keyboard. Wait, what? Exactly.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. What happened?
But yeah, once we get it all figured out, we'll get it all set up, and then once we have that set up, we're actually wanting to put some of our live streams that we're doing, like the COD, the Smash, and we want to put those directly onto TikTok as well. So then that's going to help us with growth there too.
Speaking of, by the way, so I've been getting asked a lot, and I do mean a lot. When are we going to host a Fortnite tournament? I know Benny right now is like, his radar just went up because he's like, Fortnite. So here's we're working on it. Okay. Here's the issue that I have right now. So for me to be able to run a Fortnite tournament, one, we cannot do it in the LAN center unless we are doing, I think it's like it's like Blitz mode or whatever it's called. It's their 5v5 like Counter-Strike search and destroy thing, right? Nick. everyone loves messing with me about randomize. I agree. But there's a lot of people out there that are like Fortnite. So here's the deal, right? I am looking at ways to do it. The problem is, first of all, I have to get access. Blitz Royale, that's what it was. Thank you, Benny. I have to get access to run custom lobbies for us to be able to do a 100 match battle royale.
That's through them too, by the way.
That is through them. Yes, you have to get access for that.
You can't just do it.
I have been talking to some people about it, so we are working on some things. But this is the issue that I run into, right? So first of all, like I said, we can't do it here in the LAN center. Secondly, trying to run a large scale thing like that, it's going to have to be 4v4. I mean, your full squad.
Well,
because I'm not doing solos. So there's no way I can manage 100 people at the same time.
So here's a quick question for you. Not to give away too much information.
Send it.
But for the people that may be asking the question, if it can't be done in the LAN center, does that mean that it's going to be online?
It has to be online.
So that
it has to be online.
Just so everybody knows.
It has to be online.
That
there's no way for us to do it. We have 16 PCs. You cannot do a battle royale with 16 people.
I mean, you could.
It'd be really lame. It would be really lame. That would be absolutely trash.
I'm just saying, before
randomize, you and I are going to talk about this, brother, because I think there might be a way for us to do this. But anyway, so here's the deal. Okay, so the Borderlands League has been getting a lot of eyes on it, man. I get messages, I swear, every single day from like 20 people asking me, when is the next thing coming? So here's the layout of what we're doing.
Just the rundown.
Okay.
Check it out.
So right now we are looking at 5 different games we're going to be running through the Borderland League, and they're going to be rotating based on how long it takes us to get through matches for over a set period of time. Yep. So right now we're looking at Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, Rocket League, League of Legends, and Rainbow Six Siege. Those are our 5 we're looking at right now. We are going to be starting off with Call of Duty because we've already been running it.
Magic
yes,
together,
and we're also doing Arena. The Call of Duty Borderlands League is going to be done bi-weekly. There's going to be 2 different brackets running side by side. Okay, so basically there's going to be the premier Borderland League, right? That's your players that are Crimson ranked and higher. If you are Diamond ranked and lower, you will go into what we're going to call the Academy League, and that is basically there for players that want to be able to compete and have a good time, but they're not going to make it, up against players that honestly just play the game all day long because they might possibly be unemployed.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. But anyway,
no, he's not.
Dude, if I could play games all day, but anyway.
So that was actually feedback, by the way. That was feedback. So for those that are curious, we were taking feedback for the Borderlands League. So that was feedback that they wanted to break the league up. That's why we're doing that, by the way.
You can definitely be in the Dirt League.
So keep with the feedback.
But this is my thing, right? So what's going to end up happening is that it's bi-weekly. So what I mean by that, right? The Borderland League bracket will go for 1 week, and then that will take place over 2 days. And then the next week will be the Academy League. And then the following week, Borderlands League again, right? So it just keeps running. So you're not competing every single week. And then both of those brackets will meet here at the end of the season to compete in a LAN. Okay, that's what we're doing. So if you are not like a top tier Call of Duty player, you can still have the chance to play on the main stage for the Academy League, which is going to be really, really cool. We had that 15-foot screen downstairs. It's going to be absolutely awesome. I'm going to probably freak out. Right now, I was going to say this too. Another game that I'm looking at running a league for is the finals.
Had a lot of people ask about the
So
finals.
I've also been looking at, and I'm curious about this one too, because Josh put this one up to me. I've been watching a lot of gameplay about Rematch, dude. It's this really cool soccer game that's caught my attention. I think it might be a really big hit. You should look it up. It actually looks. I've not played it yet, but it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of that one.
It's
Who
the
do you know
best
who made
way.
it?
I don't remember.
That's
Josh,
fine,
who
man.
made it? The best way I can describe it, like seriously, take Rocket League, remove the cars, and put people, and you just can't do like the crazy aerial stuff.
Interesting.
That's all it is. But we are looking at bringing in the finals for the Borderland League. Obviously, if that happens, we have some things that we have to work through. My thing is, and what I tell everybody all the time is Damascus Gaming's events are driven by community. So if you want to see a game that to come across our radar, you got to tell us. You got to let us know. If you don't tell us, I'm not going to know.
And then the next thing that you have to do is show up to the event. Like if we fire up an event, like for Rocket League, for example, and we have 2 people show up to it, don't hold your breath too hard for too long.
Yeah, Rocket League has been a hard one. Online, man, we can get those things to pop off.
Online,
but in
it's
LAN,
gonna be easier.
It's hard.
Easier. But yeah, in LAN, we have a lot of people asking, "Hey, when are we going to do Rocket League?" And I think we've put out 3 or 4 different Rocket League events. We get, no more than like 4 or 5 people showing up.
Farming Simulator, bro.
Yeah, we could do Farming Simulator.
Actually, you know what's funny, by the way? Last night I got asked if we're going to do a Just Dance tournament. And I was like, you know what? I can do that. But it'll just be casual, fun night type of thing. It's not anything hardcore.
I think I actually have that game, by the way.
Do you?
Yeah, I think I do. I'm not sure if I have it still or not. I had it unopened for the longest time.
Comp Farming Sim is crazy.
Farming Sim.
I have that game. Oh, it looks like we're doing Farming Simulator.
Yeah.
Whoever can reap the best crops in the least amount of time wins the game.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the funny thing. I've actually I like watching like things over speedrunning, right? So
yeah, that's cool.
Recently,
actually, funny enough, and I will say this by the way. So Josh used to be a part of RPG in a high level. I'll let him go into it if he wants to explain.
RPG at a high level. That doesn't make any sense.
RPG at a high level.
RPG.
Yes. So it was an esports organization via the Panther, and he actually had quite a few guys that were actually a part of that organization. Actually did speed runs.
Penguin Live.
You're good, but Club Penguin Live speed. Okay,
so
I'm down.
The speed run for Club Penguin. If I remember the game, so I like watching speed run stuff. If Club Penguin speed run, if I remember right, was getting banned. That was the speed.
Is
run.
it really?
Yeah. So the idea is you make your character and
ridiculous.
You try to get one of the speed running categories is ban percent. You get banned as fast as you can.
Interesting.
To make a character. Anyway, I was actually recently watching a series over Blue Yourself.
Yeah.
Which is weird. You're like, what the heck is Blue Yourself? This is why I watched it.
That's insane.
Yeah, see? I told you.
That's crazy.
I'm pretty big
I can get banned in 2.5 seconds, dude.
Well, that's not the world record, so get faster.
Wow.
Anyway, the Blue Yourself was actually interesting because it's a meme category within the Super Mario Kart Deluxe 8, whatever.
Interesting. Okay.
Right? So the idea here is what you need to do is you have to get a blue shell, right?
Yeah.
And then you get to first place. And the blue shell, as most people know, hits the person in first place, which gives you the name Blue Yourself. The idea is you throw the blue shell once you're in first place and it hits you. And the idea is to do that as fast as possible.
That's actually kind of awesome.
So the idea
That's
is to
super
get
cool, actually.
the blue shell, get to first and hit yourself. And the
So,
world
yeah,
record for this, by the way, is like 34 seconds.
That's insane. Okay, that's crazy.
It's 34 seconds.
Dude, people, man. Dude, I was watching some guys running optimum lines in the new Mario Kart world.
Oh, it's insane, dude. They're crazy.
If you have not seen
crazy.
what some of these guys are able to pull off already, and the game's been out for what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, I was gonna say not very long. That's for sure.
And they're already doing this stuff, man. Like, it's crazy.
It's
like,
pretty crazy.
It's nuts. Okay. By the way, I do want to bring this up as well. I've gotten several questions on if we're gonna do an Escape from Tarkov tournament.
No.
I love Escape from Tarkov. I enjoy playing the game. Here's the reason why we're not going to do that, okay? The thing is, when it comes to running a tournament, like, I don't mind doing, like say like an Escape from Tarkov adventure. You have to go from like this to this and get like do like so many things. The problem that I have is that because Escape from Tarkov is so hardcore in the RNG side of the house, because it has to be, it's an extraction shooter. There's no way for me to control in any way or capacity what is happening inside of raids. Yeah. And I can't really run custom raids and then put things in certain positions and whatnot.
Right. It'd be cool if you did.
I get Escape from Tarkov Arena is like that 5v5 like shooter, right? And I get it. Like EFT Arena has not really been doing all that well, and it's really easy to understand why. It's Escape from Tarkov was never meant to be a 5v5 arena shooter. It was meant to be an extraction shooter. So when you take the mechanics of that game and throw it into a fast-paced 5v5 shooter, it's just not going to work. And this is one of the problems that I have, by the way, with a lot of esports in general, is so many developers think, oh, an esport, we can just slap it out there real quick and we'll just make a lot of money off of it. Making esports is not easy. Which is why I get so frustrated with Rocket League, because I'm just like, the game. Anyway,
it does make
so much potential, man. They're killing it. But anyway, this is my thing, right? There's some games we just can't do, and I am down to find other ways to run community nights and do things like that where people can get together and play those type of games, right? But Escape from Tarkov as an esport is just not feasible, man. And I get it, if you want to try out the arena thing, I mean, we can try it. Arena has never really been seen as a serious contender in the space, and I just don't see the point to doing it, bro.
Well, see, it does go to a different point. A lot of people ask for specific games. This goes back to what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Let's say we did do Escape from Tarkov. How many people are actually going to come in for a LAN for Escape for Tarkov?
You can't even do a LAN for Escape from Tarkov. It's just not possible. You have to run off their servers. There's no way for us to put it into a LAN.
And so it's like, wow, you look at all these things. Now, you did mention something that I wanted to caveat back on really fast, was the community nights. We do have several different games that we've tried in the past, and they don't really fire off that much because we can't get enough people for them. But it doesn't stop us from being able to just say, hey, we're going to do something with this and still continue to host an event. But what we do is we put it on a day. Like, a lot of people want to do things on Saturday. Okay, this is a big problem we run into is a lot of people want to do events on Saturday. Everybody wants to do them on Saturday, right? So for us as a company, we have to go, hey, I have 10 different games I want to run on Saturday. 6 of them are only going to bring in 3 people. Yep. And 4 of them are going to bring in 10 plus people. And 2 of them are going to bring in 35 plus people. And we have to go, well, if we're going to give away our biggest day,
it's got to be the biggest game.
We're going to give it to the biggest games. And so, this goes back to that community effort. If you want a game to fire off and you want us to do something with it, then make sure to come out for them. Yeah. When we do host them, make sure to come out for them. And we were trying to do community night there for a while for retro games. This goes back to the speedrunning thing I was just talking about.
Yeah.
I would like to do, Mario speedruns or something like that, like Mario 1 or Mario 3 or something like that. A game that doesn't take more than 15 minutes to run, but something that, the community can get together and have fun with it. It could be something like, Super Mario 64, to beat the first world, get all 6 stars.
I'll tear you up in 64, bro. You don't even know.
He has no idea how good I am at that game.
He's good. I'm amazing.
I have a speed run time of 25 minutes.
I'm at 24.2. See, you're less slower than mine. I'm so kidding. I'm so kidding.
25 minutes, by the way, for 16 stars is actually terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But no,
Yeah,
like
we could do even, like,
there's
Sonic, things
there's
like
a
that.
bunch of cool stuff that we can do. Like, you know, when I had that
We have them. We have the games.
Yeah, we actually do. When we had that request to do like the Just Dance League the other day, you know, like, I'm like, hey, like I'm down to run literally almost anything. We also have our like arcade cabinets.
Yeah.
There's stuff that we can make happen. It's just once again it comes down to community involvement.
Like mystery game.
Yeah, and like this is the thing. If a game is not firing off, it's not going to get premium time. And it's not that we're trying to be rude to people. It's that we have to give the best slots to the most people. Like, unfortunately, in this world, the majority wins.
Yeah.
So, you know, you may have a really great game. Like, I personally enjoy Rocket League. I suck at it.
But
there's a bug flying around, and it's annoying me.
well, I got the first
I don't
one.
know how we got to...
I got the first one that was flying. There's another gnat in here.
I'm sure y'all see the little gnat just... bzz, and I don't understand why, because whatever.
They're after my monster. They're trying to become monsters themselves.
Unleash the beast.
Yeah.
But anyway.
You lost your thought. Continue.
Yeah. So what it comes down to is that we have to make sure that the best times are available for the most people. So if we have a game like, for example, One Piece has been just demolishing everything else right now. You know, and I love
Pokemon.
Yeah, and Pokemon too. I'm a big Magic fan, but like the issue is like I have players come out all the time and they go, "Hey, I only want to play Standard." And I go, "Sweet, so do I. I like Standard. I like Pauper. I like playing those types of those modes basically for Magic." The problem is when we try to run those events, nobody shows up. Yeah. Like for example, for a Chocobo racing yesterday, we only had 4 people. That's hard for us to lock premium time. If nobody shows up, because like then if I have someone that comes by and goes, "Hey man, like we want to move, say like One Piece to Saturday," for example, if they were to all say that, that's 25 plus people that come out and play One Piece sometimes. I'll be like, cool, we're moving One Piece to Saturday. Why? Because they're here doing it. So we have to be very aware of the space that we have, the timing, and then utilize it for the best events we can run.
Speaking of which, by the way, he's actually lying because we're not moving any card games.
No, we're actually not. No, we're not.
Saturday is big tournaments for all games.
True. I was just using it as an example.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying it for anybody who's out there listening.
Nobody freak out. We're not moving anything.
Yeah, for anybody who's out there listening, that's not happening, by the way. We're not moving, so don't come to me and ask because I've already told everybody. Saturday is our big tournament day for all card games. Yep. So if we're doing anything for Pokemon, it's going to be on Saturday, like our challenges, our cups, which actually, by the way, we just became eligible for. So our cups are going to be there. Any treasure cups for One Piece are going to be there. Any regional qualifiers are going to be there. If they're not on Saturday, they'll be on Sunday, one or the other. So that'll be on a weekend versus during a weekday. A lot of that is because we actually just need the time. Like most treasure cups don't take more than like 5 hours to do, but they're not less than 2. Most of these tournaments are at least 2 to 3 hours on average, and it also depends on the size of the tournament. But when we're getting 30 players, 40 players for One Piece and for Pokemon and things like that, because people travel for cups. They'll travel from outside of the city. I got people from Las Cruces that'll come out. I got people from Albuquerque that come out. We have people that come from I've seen people as far away as Phoenix come out to some of our events that are bigger. So when you think of it from that perspective, you got people from 100, 200 mile radius that are coming into town. We're definitely going to put those days on the Saturday, Sunday, so that people can actually come and travel out to them. And so that's one of the big reasons why we actually put those really big events, or those bigger, like the one time a month event. For example, in Pokemon, we only get to run 1 cup a month. And
it's always big.
Well, actually, I'm sorry. That's actually challenges. You get 1 cup a quarter. So that means every 3 months
we get the challenge once per month in the cup. And those, by the way, they're always big.
Those are always big because people want to come out to them, and so people will travel around to come to the cups. Absolutely. And so we don't want to put a cup on a Wednesday, which is the day we normally do our Pokemon events. We don't want to put it on Wednesday because, well, we know first off, that's going to limit the amount of people that are going to come out. And because we have to start it at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the afternoon because of work, that means that we're limited on time to run the event. Bigger Pokemon events are going to, they're going to take a couple hours as well. So we don't want to we think of these objects both ways. Like if it takes too much time, we obviously don't want to put it on a day that's going to be shorter. So we look at all the aspects of different games. So again, back to what we were saying. The whole point of it was, if you want a game to fire, make sure to show up.
Yeah, just show up.
You got to tell us about it first off. But hey, we want to do this. So
and then come to me and tell me we'll be here. Right. And then bring 1,000 plus people if you want to become regular. That many. If you don't bring 1,000 people, we're not taking it seriously.
But if you want something to happen, we are in the Discord, both TCG stuff, and we're also in the Discord for all the esports stuff. So you can hit up on either one of the Discords. And what I would tell you to do, the easiest way that I can say to do this is get people into the Discord.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get them into your channel. So you talk to us, be like, hey, we want to add this channel. We add the channel. Get people in your channel, and then have them all be in there. Hey, when are we going to do a tournament?
Actually, what we should do? We should go out and buy like a Channel F game console and run a tournament on that.
Wait, what is a Channel F game console?
You know what a Channel F is?
I actually have no idea. What are you talking about?
Channel F was the first console ever released that had different game cartridges. You actually swap them out. It introduced it. Channel F.
I've never seen this thing before.
You need to look it up. It's actually kind of crazy. It flopped pretty hard because Atari came in and said, we're taking this idea, and they ran with it.
I know the Atari, but maybe that's why I just don't know about it.
Yeah, well, the Channel F did not do very well, but it is actually the first video game console to ever have you could change out the game cartridges. Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Are you really sure?
I'm positive.
Interesting, because I'm pretty sure Pong was the first game. And that wasn't
Pong was the first game, but Pong was its own. You only play Pong on a Pong.
Right. Yeah.
The Channel F had different game cartridges. You could swap out the games.
I'll have to look this up. I feel like he's making this up.
I'm not making this up.
I know that there was a game console that you actually had to put the objects on the screen.
That's the one I'm talking about. No, this is actual cartridges.
And you could change out stuff for it. I'm pretty sure that's the first one. And that wasn't.
It's not.
Anyway.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Do it.
I'm going to blow your mind away.
Do it. I actually haven't heard of this before, so I'm always interested in hearing more about different things. I'll show that I didn't know this one. I'm calling myself out. I do know the Atari. I do know. Yeah, see, look, Benny even says he's making it up. There's
nope.
Playing too much
The
Rocket
Fairchild Channel F, short for Channel Fun, is a home video game console, the first to be based on a microprocessor and to use ROM cartridges. There you go. It was the first one to ever do it.
I'm pretty sure we're actually talking about the same thing. I'm not lying to you. The thing that I was talking about where you put the stuff up on the screen.
No, this was actual cartridges. This is not put stuff on the screen.
I know. No. You had to still put things.
That was the Atari Cosmo.
Interesting. I know that there was actually one that was like a whole TV too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was a whole TV.
Those were actually pretty cool.
Yeah, they're really cool.
But the Atari Cosmos, because it actually used lasers for the overlays, actually gave a way crisper image, and it looked amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Atari just dominated, bro.
They had some wild stuff.
They really did. There
was some wild stuff back there. But that was before
don't question me on video game history. Okay, I've read the books. I've done the research. I have the knowledge. I know everything, Benny.
He doesn't know anything, actually. He's been playing too much Rocket League. I agree with Benny.
I don't play Rocket League at all anymore. That game.
It's dead to you.
Epic murdered that one slowly but surely. They have been killing it entirely. I don't know what they are trying to do right now, but they were like, you know what? We're going to kill this. And they've been effectively doing it.
And they did it.
Yeah, Well, stick with Fortnite, Epic. Epic, stick with Fortnite. That's your baby. Run that baby and make it big. That's what you got to do. Just stay in your lane, right? Every developer gets like one really good game out, right? You need to stick with that one, right? This is what happened to Bungie, right? Bungie had Halo. Halo was awesome. And now we're in nightmare development mode because we can't make anything good anymore.
We can't talk about Bungie, but what we can talk about, unfortunately, is that we are running out of time.
We have to go off the
So we're going to have to jump off here.
It's okay.
And we'll continue this discussion on our next episode.
Sure, I'm down.
So, again, hey, thanks for everybody for coming
Everybody,
out.
Appreciate it.
The bits, the follows.
The bits, the follows, the love. I feel the love.
Yeah, don't talk Halo.
Nick's
telling you don't talk Halo.
I know. I get on a tangent from talk about
Halo. Go push the button.
Wait, what about Marathon?
Go push the button. Want to see us out here. I say thanks for everybody for coming out and hanging out with us today on the Game Changers podcast. Craig here. Dan signing off. Make sure to drop us a follow on the Instagram. Drop us a follow on the Facebook, Twitch, Kick, YouTube. swing by, hit us up, and we'll see you guys next time.